sometimes it feels like a show street or a little bit fakeish, just because it's hard to explain. There are other blocks, and I wouldn't say that, but some people project a little too much, or it can seem like a show. Oh wait, there's sirens out there in the distance to check the time. So anyway, it's hard to explain. You can tell the difference when someone's acting naturally, like they just happen to be there, or like that guy just happens to be there. He just happens to be walking north on 19th. Or people who might show up on a street on purpose to play out like a weird, here's one now. She wasn't there naturally. And I don't know what to say about this one here in front of us. But we gotta see the difference. We got a lot of activity here. This is good to know because I typically walk a few dogs here. I try to stay off the beaten path, and they like to use this particular back street, alleyway, side street, whatever, as, you know, a good place to relieve themselves. So now I know there's stuff going on that corner. But, you know, the camera doesn't always show everything, all the energy or whatever that can come up or rise in person. And you can tell, and certain things will ooze off of people who have bad intentions or sinister intentions or what have you, as opposed to people who just happen to be walking down the street. There's two types here. You're either part of overly orchestrated people who have small brains, and you keep needing to orchestrate around people and play a game, or you're a higher level person, more free-spirited, and you go on about your business and you try to do your best in life, or whatever. You know, I'm speaking to the masses, the basic general population of people who have to figure out how to survive every day. Now, orchestrated people, we got some seriously UGLY, sick, and they can be very irritating to people who are trying to live their lives. So I'll just put it out there. We're on Panama Street. Dunkin' Donuts there. Hazards over here. So big move in, move out day. It's last day of June, first day of July is tomorrow. A lot of people who were here for the academic year, a lot of students. Usually students wrap up their classes in May for colleges. High schools graduate in June, but graduations, it depends on what type of program you're in at universities. But in general, things go on in May, last week of May. But people could still be here, and often people wait until June to move, like the end of June. So they'll just pay through like June and then spend July and August somewhere else, or people will either leave altogether and pay up through June and then leave, or they will just disappear for the summer and come back in like end of August, September. I got a little look-see in advance of a walking route that I often take. I don't always walk the same route, but I got a little look-see here beforehand. And it's quiet. It's overcast enough that it's not, you know, the sun isn't blaring down and burning everyone up. We are beyond the longest day of the year, June 21st. So I have to, you know, make it through July and August. And then we're into September. I'm always hoping for cooler weather. It kind of cools down, but it's usually not until October. Anyway, I keep hoping to move on and move away. Eventually, hoping to have whatever began in 2011 and all the activity related to it, hopefully it's that big blob of idiots moves on to someplace else. I would just say I wish the blob would be gotten rid of. I wouldn't wish what happened to me on anyone. I used to say I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, but I'll just say I wouldn't wish it on anyone who's basically a good person who would never participate in such a thing. As far as my worst enemy, I could care less. Let the Mack truck just keep accelerating. So we'll leave it at that. Anyway, that's about it. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the flip side.